Let's now move on to our fourth main topic today. Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This one is from David Faulman. Did you guys see that story that Keanu Reeves was going to be in Hobbs and Shaw and that it was sort of a last-minute decision for him to not be in it? How crazy would it have been if you had Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, and Keanu Reeves in the same movie? Why the hell wouldn't you make that happen? Thanks for all you do. Yeah, why wouldn't you make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of crazy. So for those of you who don't know what they're talking about, remember, there were rumors a while ago that maybe a Keanu Reeves would appear in Hobbs and Shaw. Well, there was substance to that, as it turned out. Now, we all know that he's not in the movie, but there was substance to that. Speaking of David Leitch, who we were just talking about under the Deadpool 2 story, he said the following, talking about Hobbs and Shaw. He said, it all stemmed from the fact, and remember, he had worked with Keanu Reeves before in John Wick. It all stemmed from the fact that we had talked to Keanu early on. It was even before where we ended up with this draft. I had been talking to Keanu periodically throughout the shooting of it all and looking for opportunities to where it could be. I also wanted to make sure that it was enough, a real promise for something legitimate in the future, and wasn't just a stunt casting role for one film. We started to populate the movie with all these other personalities, and I just didn't really think that we needed it, although I would have loved it. Now, I'm about to give away what some people might consider to be a bit of a spoiler for Hobbs and Shaw, although it's not a surprise cameo. It's a legit casting of a small part. Many of you have probably heard of it by now, but I am just warning you right now. I'm about to give away a little bit of something about Hobbs and Shaw. Plug your ears for the next 5 minutes if you don't want to hear anything about it. Of course, Ryan Reynolds, ended up being in the film. He's going to be part of the future. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has recently come out and said that, the post-credit scene in Hobbs and Shaw paints a picture for what the team is going to look like in the future. So we kind of know now that Ryan Reynolds is going to be more integrated in. So maybe there really wasn't space. And I got to say, Rob, as much as I drool at the idea of another good Canadian kid being in Hobbs and Shaw, in Keanu Reeves, I got to say, I've always said that story comes first. The story is not there to serve characters. Characters are there to serve the story. And I really got to say, I respect that this director would go, you know what, narratively for the story, there's not really a way to make this happen. So what he did was, instead of just forcing in some character that doesn't fit with the story just so we can have Keanu Reeves' face on the screen, instead of doing that, say, nope, let's do what's best for our movie and let's do what's best for our story, even though it sucks and it means we can't have Keanu Reeves in it. Although, can you imagine Jason Statham, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Keanu Reeves, Ryan Reynolds, all in a movie later on? I mean, come on, that would have been great. I gotta admit, I understand the reasoning why he's not there, but I will also admit I'm a little bit heartbroken that they couldn't find a way to make it work. Rob, what do you think about this?
Well, look, even with the cameos that are in Hobbs and Shaw, it could have been, there's such a thing as overkill. Mm-hmm. And I think they made the right choice. Look, it could happen in the future. You never know. But it just gets to the point where, look, even I can understand, justice for Han aside, they really needed to concentrate on the fact that Hobbs and Shaw were the focus of this movie. They're launching a new spin-off franchise that they hope can do really, really well. The more they diluted it with other cameos or other stunt casting or whatever you want to call it, they would draw attention away from our two lead actors that are supposed to be the people that we're focusing on. And I'm kind of glad they didn't do that in a way. It would have been cool, but I do think at the end of the day, they made the right choice. Well,
the question here is, guys, what do you think about the choice they made? They were that close to having Keanu Reeves and Hobbs and Shaw. Do you think, oh my gosh, that is just too much awesome to pass up? Or you agree with Rob and I here that, you know what? It probably would have been a little bit too much. The movie worked the way it is. They should have just left it. Jump down into the comment section below. I want to know what you guys think about that and leave your thoughts there. All right.